YouTube, what's going on, guys? Today we got the first segment, the first edition, first episode, whatever you want to call it, of our official reaction nights. These are going to be segments that we watch live on stream, but then also turn into one big long video where we watch ghost videos, true crime videos, and anything within that theme. Maybe even some horror short films sometimes. As long as it fits the scary true crime theme, it will be in this. So I know this is a gaming channel, but I don't know. I want to try this. I want to test it. I want to see how you guys like it because there are people that love true crime and I'm one of them. But if you're more of a paranormal person, we also have those videos in these as well. So guys, let's try this out. It's kind of a test to see how you guys like it on this channel. Strap in because we're going on an adventure for about 2 hours at least, I think. I don't know how long this is going to be, but grab a snack, sit back on your couch. If you're on the toilet, then good luck. This might help. So without further ado, let's get into the cluster of videos. Y'all know I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready. Vader, are you ready?
Yes, master.
I feel like there's no better way to start off than with a scary comp, okay? This is actually scary comp. Wait, what is it? Scary Comp V102. I think we waited a month for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, Scary Comp V102. Let's lock and load, grab a snack, go pee. It might be too late because we're about to start. Everybody pee your pants on 3.
On March 2nd of 2025, a woman named Jeanette moves into a new apartment, unaware that she would film something very unsettling while moving in. Ever since getting the keys to the place, she's been documenting her entire moving in process. But then one day, while making a video, she records this.
Okay. What kind of dancing is that, Chaz? Is that ballet? What happened?
Can I help you?
Remember the friends?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember. Please get out.
What?
Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Wait!
A man who she doesn't know.
Oh, hell no. Yo, all right. That is real life horror, by the way. That's scarier than a demon. He looks like a demon, first of all. Second of all, if you gave me a chance to guess what the guy looked like, I probably would have got it too. He's just got that look, right? The intruder.
Suddenly appears in her apartment. He most likely walked in after seeing the door was unlocked.
Dude, that's
now, while it's
insane.
unsure if they caught him, viewers are completely baffled by something else in this video. Somehow, the door opens on its own right when Jeanette is heading towards it. In the heat of the moment, she didn't realize this until much later when viewers pointed this out.
What?
Okay, update. I'm just as confused as you guys are. I have no idea what happened. All I know is whatever happened, I'm grateful to whatever opened this door because if this didn't open, I don't know, some things probably would have happened. So.
Now, thankfully, Jeanette makes it out safely and immediately gets help. But despite this terrifying encounter, nothing would prepare her for what occurred only a few nights later.
What?
As she writes, "I have no words to explain this." While trying to record a cute video with her cat, this happens.
What was that? Dude, I'm scared. What is happening? What? Not the window. Not the window. No. Wait, what happened? What happened? Wait, what? Oh my God, bro, on the bed, there's literally no indents. And then watch. They just appear? Oh, hell no.
As it seems, the intruder wasn't the only presence inside her apartment. On her bed, this happens. An indentation begins to form, as if someone had gone on the mattress. But then another imprint begins to emerge, causing Jeanette to freak out. Understandably, she scurries over to another corner of the room while trying her best to remain calm. From here, we can barely see the indents, but looking closely, either a black speck or something like it appears on the bed. Terrified by this, and more so by the person outside her door, she calls the police and spends the night at her neighbor's. And yes, her cat also came along. Now, while police—
Dude, is the cat cross-eyed? That is such a cute cat, genuinely. I'm trying to think, like, I 100% thought that the guy was gonna, like, try and come into the room. Like, the door handle was gonna jiggle or something. But I don't even know how would you even fake that? Like, on the mattress. I'm trying to find out a way to debunk it, but I literally have no idea.
Now, while police did find the intruder who ran away, they have no explanation for what occurred in this video. However, this wouldn't be the first time that something like this has happened.
Okay. What?
It was right there between the green table.
Jeanette's friend saw a man in her room? Nah, bro, you gotta move out. At this point, you just gotta get out of here. That's insane.
Against the wall like this.
No.
Oh my God.
Tell me how I saw someone.
Given both incidents, the question is begged, just what is going on with Jeanette's new place? And why is it that something unusual takes place during a break-in? She continues to share videos of her moving-in journey, but thankfully, no new intrusions have occurred since then. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Okay, that one's definitely scarier than a lot of the ones we've seen. And I don't know, we say it almost every time. Like, real people are scarier than anything paranormal. And I think we can all collectively agree. But type 1, chat, if you're moving out after dude, if my friend said that, described a guy in her room, like the same guy I saw, I'm out. I don't even care. I'm looking for a new place, bro. I'm breaking my lease or some shit. I don't even... Hell, I might even pay the lease. All right, I might even buy it out.
In the following video, a young girl is playing a game by herself when something happens that scares the living daylights out of her.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Oh.
Although nothing is seen, she swears that she saw a face inside her bedroom. Apparently, this is what happens when you play the game that she was playing. It's called The Sky is Blue, and the objective of the game is to record a floating face on camera. Now, seeing how scared and shaken up she was, her parents deemed it necessary to ban her from playing the game inside the house.
I didn't see anything.
But despite this rule, she continues to play the game.
Bruh.
Sky is blue, and I see you.
That's fucked up, dude.
Although having broken this rule, she wouldn't be the only one in her family to break it. Her older sister Vicky wanted to see what it was that freaked out her little sister when she played this game. So
what are these Bloody Mary ass games? I've never heard of this. Have you guys heard of this one? I remember, dude, when I was a kid, the like story of Bloody Mary, like going into the bathroom, spinning around 3 times, saying Bloody Mary. You would look in the mirror and you'd see her, right? I was always too scared to try that. I don't care if it's fake, chat. I'm not doing that. Just the slim 0.0001% chance of it being real, I do not want to experience it. I'm good. No. Ari Boss dropping 10 gifted subs, chat. Let me get some W spammed up, man.
She plays it with her.
What do you do?
Asking her how to play the game.
Go, the sky is blue, move down and say, and I see you. And you want to look for a baby's face.
Oh, hell no.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
That's not how you do it. You have to point up at the ceiling and
That's what I did.
slowly go down.
A
do I have to do
baby's
it slowly?
face?
Because that's how it goes.
This is like modern day Ouija board.
The sky is blue.
Like before, nothing appears. But one night, when Vicky decides to play the game with every room inside the house since no one else was home, this happens.
Stop. Why are you
The
pointing at him?
sky is blue, and I see you.
It's gonna be in the window, bro. I just know. What? What?
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Stop. Ah! What are we doing here? What are you doing?
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Bro, enough with this. Enough with this.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Is this an April Fool's joke? Wait. When did this come out? Stop!
The sky is blue, and I see you.
Wait. It looked like there was a cut in the video. Was there not a cut here? Hold on, chat.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
It looked like there was a cut right there. What was that?
Vicky was completely shaken up by what occurred inside her bedroom. Her chandelier had somehow detached itself from the ceiling.
What?
This didn't make any sense to her, considering that the chandelier was securely mounted.
Wait. Was that the cut? Or was the camera focusing? Oh, it might have been camera focus, but they also could have done that on purpose to kind of merge it. You know what I mean? They might have done that on purpose. Camera focus? God, I thought I debunked it.
The only way that it could have fallen, as she believes, was if the weight had brought it down. But even then, the fact that it happened right when she was playing this game is what freaks her out.
Alright, so for those of you asking, this is what fell. That game? Absolutely not.
Why do you have a black chandelier in
Whether
your
a
house?
coincidence or not, the sudden falling of the black fixture had sent her running in a panic frenzy. It's no wonder why Vicky hasn't played the game since then. Now, it isn't sure if playing the game had anything to do with what occurred, but until more people share their experience,
I need to check. When did this video come out, bro? 4 days ago, April 12th. Okay, chat, I firmly believed for a second that it was going to be an April Fool's video, April 1st, that we were going to get jump scared or something.
playing the game, this footage will continue to remain unexplained.
Okay. Interesting. Whatever.
In the following video,
Bloody Mary's still
Diana
scarier.
Sudi and her brother are freaking out after seeing many police cars pulling up to their backyard.
One that now there's looks like there's another one.
There's another one? Oh, you're right.
What?
What the hell is... Here.
Look, I was
It appears that all the policemen are checking out this trailer. Something about it must be worth examining because, as it seems, a lot of cops are going inside. According to Diana, the trailer belongs to her father and he's been renting it out to someone. However, the person living inside has not left the trailer for more than a week, which is why the police are here. They're conducting a welfare check to see if the man inside is okay, but upon checking, they discovered something rather...
Dude, Chet, shut up. People are saying raiding Woolz' schedule 1 house. Chet, shut up, bro.
unfortunate.
He's not coming out. They're doing a check.
The man had passed away. Now it's worth mentioning that during this recording, Diana and her brother didn't know the man had passed. They were just recording all the commotion that was going on in their backyard. But as they got closer to the trailer, Diana captures something that she can't explain.
What?
The following is her footage. Watch closely.
I'm
Right there. Wait, they're going up to Tom's place. So wait, you said the light wasn't off?
Yeah, exactly. And I knew something was going on. That's
What?
Holy shit, what the hell?
It was like a little ghost girl.
They're coming out.
Are they calling something in? They're going back over.
Oh, hell no.
What was Tom doing?
Is there like an app you can check or something to figure?
What?
Neither Diana nor her brother had noticed the small figure. They don't recall ever seeing the silhouette from the
It is kind of weird because at a certain point, like there's a frame.
recording.
Yeah, you can see like in between her legs though.
Silhouette from the recording.
Like that's a pretty good edit if that's edited.
Which makes them think that it was never there to begin with. However, the video shows otherwise. Something was actually...
Dude, that looks real, bro. That literally looks like it's standing there. Oh, I don't know.
Video shows otherwise.
Like the feet
Something
look
was
like...
actually there, but for some reason, they couldn't see it in person. But of course, the strangest part about this is the figure itself. At some point, the figure disappears behind a policeman.
Oh, you're bringing that spirit home. You are
To
bringing that
Diana,
spirit home.
this might explain why the
100%.
silhouette was completely elusive to them. Now, while this whole incident creeps her out, it doesn't compare to what happens when she and her father decide to go inside the trailer a few days after this occurrence. But Diana regrets helping him because, while checking it out, this happens.
Why?
Oh. You brought your phone.
Yeah. Hey.
Get ready.
Oh, no.
Little Smiley.
Okay.
Yeah, a little smelly because there was a dead body in there that was 10 days old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
That's so eerie, bro. You gotta sell that tree. Oh! Was that a black chandelier?
What was that?
A crow.
A lifeless crow suddenly falls out from an open cabinet, scaring the living daylights out of Diana. Although not sure how it just suddenly fell out, she has no words for what she finds while being inside the trailer. What she uncovers has left her beyond spooked. Watch.
Oh! Hey! Hey, dead guy, I like your style. Let's go, Chet. Hey, that calls for another one. Just kidding, I can't do that.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. Oh, Jesus. Wait, did this guy have a kid? What is this?
Yeah, this kid died too, like, I don't know, before.
His kid died? Yo, smash that toy.
While it may seem like nothing significant, these handprints are the reason why Diana hasn't been able to come back to this trailer. It didn't immediately click for her, but after going home and watching this video, she quickly sent it to her brother, who then told her exactly what she was thinking. While looking back at the video she took days before, she couldn't
Oh, the kid died? That's the girl that was standing outside the trailer.
Help but notice the size of the figure. Its stature is similar to that of a child's. Could it be, as Diana thinks, that the figure may have been the spirit of the man's child? Given what occurred on this night, she feels that its appearance was unlikely to be a coincidence.
That's pretty eerie.
What is this?
He's smart. He's funny. He cooks me delicious food. He gets more money.
Kid died too, like down before. A long time ago.
That's sad.
As with all videos, I'll let you be the judge on whether or not something paranormal was captured.
Oh, he gives
but
me
for now,
money.
this video remains a mystery.
He gives me money, dude. What? That's crazy. Okay, number 5. Dude, these ones have been crazy, bro.
Now, this next video was submitted to me by Rachel K, who works at a retirement home where something very strange was recently caught on camera. The story goes.
Chat, we always talk about hospitals and like psychiatric patients and all that, but dude, do you ever stop to think about retirement homes? And it's sad to say, you know, RIP everybody, but like there's probably so many people that pass away in a retirement home, dude. Those places gotta be haunted at night.
Goes that a few days ago, a cleaning crew was sent to clean the second floor of this building. They were sent there to clean up the rooms, but most importantly, a pile of cat litter that a child had accidentally dropped while visiting their grandma.
Chonk.
So as requested, they cleaned up the second floor. But right when they were halfway done cleaning up, this happens.
Yeah, the vegetarian vegan will be like, no cheese.
Oh, that's disgusting. Or the vegan cheese.
Or the vegan cheese. That would be...
Oh, hell no.
Y'all see it? I'm not the only one that heard that.
Well, there was this one time when I was in this hallway and like...
Yo! Oh my god! I did not know there was a 4th woman. I thought that was a demon chasing them. Bro, this lady scared the shit out of me. Hold on here. I only see 3 of them. I was like, they're getting chased!
When I was in this hallway and like...
Where did she come from? She just appeared? I mean, that was kind of like a realistic runaway, I guess. Oh my god, it's the ghost of Chonk. He wants to take one last pee. Is that a footprint? Alright, bro. Alright, dude. Okay, bro.
Out of nowhere, what looks like footprints suddenly appear on the carpet. No other footprints appear anywhere else except here. This is interesting considering the color of the prints. They look quite similar to the coloration of the cat litter.
That ghost stepped in cat piss. What an idiot. Chat, let me get some W's spammed up. Okay, we have Mata dropping 14 months. Welcome back, baby. I appreciate you. Artsy Lady, Elite, Erica, Mocha, thank you for the Prime. Ari Boss dropping literally how many? 17 subs, Ari. Thank you. Love you. Steezy, appreciate that Prime. Welcome in. Same with you, Internet. Brand new Prime as well. Brand new sub. Trail Mix with the 15 months. AJ with the 2. Welcome back, guys. Pub sub with the 14. And then Avi. Abigail. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate you.
Seeing how close it is to the cat sand, it doesn't seem far-fetched to think that a pair of feet had set foot on the powdery substance. But the question is, though, just how exactly did a pair of footprints appear?
Okay, Chad, we can agree that this one is, like, pretty fake, right? Like, there's certain ones. There's levels to this, right? There's levels to this shit.
Here, without there being someone present. Earlier, the group had heard a strange noise from down the hall. Then moments later, they rushed out in a panic frenzy after hearing a loud noise. Rachel K., the
I
person
thought
who
that
sent me
one-
this,
it was
thinks
gonna be
that the
real.
noise had some connection to the footprints.
Okay.
After all, the second floor of this retirement home is thought to be haunted. Whether or not this explains the footprints remains inconclusive, but as with most videos, you be the judge. How exactly did the footprints manifest on the carpet?
Yeah, honestly, Chad, good question. Why are we sweeping up cat litter on the carpet? I mean, it looks like a carpet. I don't know if it's actually a carpet. Why are we not vacuuming or getting like a shop vac or something? Interesting.
If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out,
No, I'm good.
at gmail.com.
Number 4.
Now the following video comes from a brother and sister known as Josh and Crystal, who were staying over at a hotel where apparently something happened that neither of them could put into words. It goes without saying, but what happened on this day inside their hotel room continues to keep them up at night.
Okay.
It's okay. I can see you. Come to me.
Huh?
Are you a little boy? It's okay. Come here. It's okay.
What?
Now while it may seem like nothing much, the rest of the video is what many viewers can't stop talking about. Keep in mind that Crystal thinks the shadow is that of a little boy.
Okay.
Even though nothing about it immediately yells it's a small child, past experiences with the paranormal have led her to believe that this was the spirit of a kid. Viewers, however, couldn't see why she would think this, but after looking closely and noticing a certain detail, they see it. This is what was caught.
What do they see?
I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it looks like it's going like back and forth. See movie? See movie? It's okay.
No, wait.
It's
Come
okay.
back. Come back.
Where?
No, you come back. Go straight. Look straight. Towards me. No. Turn towards me like you were earlier. Put your back towards me.
Oh! What the hell?
Needless to say, both siblings were utterly spooked.
That is
A
not what I
full-body
thought was
shadow
going to
figure
happen.
of a little
Oh
boy
my
seemingly comes out of
goodness.
the bathroom where Josh and Crystal were
Bro, I thought this shadow was moving like out of the frame or something. That was creepy.
filming. What was thought to be outside was actually inside with them. The little boy, as they believe, was something beyond explanation.
Oh, hell no.
But they're not as spooked by this, considering that the hotel they were staying at is well known for having paranormal occurrences.
What is that
As
hotel?
they state, this wasn't the only unexplainable thing that happened to them while being there. In fact, they have more footage of other paranormal occurrences that took place at this hotel, which they plan to release real soon on their channel. So if you're interested, be sure to check out their page. But for now,
And no free promo. Number 3.
now this next video comes from Jordan Bowen, who was home alone when she took this video. It's late at night, and she's watching TV while sending Snapchats to her friends.
Okay.
This is something that she often does, especially when she doesn't have any company at home. Her apartment can sometimes feel creepy when no one else is around, so understandably, she talks to friends via Snapchat to feel less alone. But after
Alright.
sending some videos to them, a friend notices something strange in one of her snaps. The following is what she caught without noticing. Take a look.
I was taking a Snapchat vid for one of my friends, and I swear to God, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Oh, goodness. What? Ooh, dude.
As it seems, she wasn't alone.
Ooh, he's
or
like
at least
creeping
not to her
around.
knowledge. Initially thinking she was just seeing
Yo,
things.
I did not like the way that ghost was moving, bro. You know those like back in the day in the Scooby-Doo animations when he would get on all of his tippy toes and it was like that's what it looked like.
She now sees that it wasn't just all in her head. Someone or something was actually inside her apartment. It's hard to see unless you look closely,
Hell
but
no.
zooming in, you can see what looks like a shadowy mass making its way from one room to another. It happens quickly, but if you slow the footage, you can tell that something large is moving. As someone in the comments noted, Whatever this is looks like it's hunched over while moving stealthily across the apartment.
That's weird,
Whether
bro.
a person or thing, it did not want to be seen, or at least it seems like that. While not much else is known about this footage, or if Jordan has caught anything else in her apartment, the video on its own is pretty creepy. So then, just who?
I honestly feel like that's how you guys walk when you go get a midnight snack. All right, that's literally how y'all move throughout the house. Number 2.
At around 5 a.m. on August 14 of 2015, a fire breaks out inside a school building. Many firemen arrive on the scene, while people who live near the school take out their phones to record the raging inferno before them.
Oh man. Oh man, whoa.
The school in question is known as Red Crow Community College, and apparently, on the same day the fire took place, something strange was caught on camera.
What?
Now, some reports indicate that the fire was started by an arson who has not been identified to this day. Others, however, say that the fire was caused by electrical issues. It's unclear what started it, but this ambiguity is what makes the following video even creepier. The person who sent me this writes that the school used to be a boarding school for children of indigenous tribes. However, many of these kids lost their lives at school as a result of disease outbreaks like measles and meningitis. For this reason, some believe the school grounds are haunted, which might explain what was captured according to them. The video's quality isn't exactly HD since it was taken many years ago, but the following
See, I don't even know what I'm looking at. When you got quality like this, are you kidding me?
is what was caught
Man, it's some bullshit!
outside the school building during the fire.
Oh my god, this is that Android quality, bro.
It now becomes clear as to why this person was already recording the spot. They had probably already seen the white figure appear before this video. Now at first glance,
The white figure. Buddy. That's literally a octopus tentacle. Okay?
the pale shape looks like a stream of smoke, but then moments later, the white silhouette begins to move in such a way that makes it seem as though it's alive. Even weirder is that during this time, winds were picking up speed. So if this had been smoke from the fire inside the building, then naturally, it should have been carried away by the winds. But that doesn't happen. Instead, it slithers back into the building in a fluid-like motion, just like a snake.
I'll give subs if I get a what's up, fool. What's up, fool? Dreamless X.
As it appears, it's unknown as to what exactly was captured. Although taken in 2015, this video has yet to be explained.
Okay, number 1, here we go, bang! I don't even know what to say about that one, okay? You recorded that with an easy bake oven. How the hell am I supposed to understand what's happening? Number 1.
Now this last video comes from a concerned mother who caught footage of something that took place inside her son's bedroom. It was recorded on a security camera on March 27 of 2025 when her son was taking a nap. She believes that what was captured had something to do with the recent renovations that she's been doing to her house. As she states, we must have disturbed something during renovations.
Oh no.
The following is what was caught.
Oh no. Oh, Chunk! He kind of scared me. Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Oh. Wait, sorry, chat. Is that bad? Is that fucked up of me for laughing? That was crazy. What was that, bro?
The mother of this child is at a loss for words for what was captured in this footage. Her son was pulled off the bed. Although it isn't obvious as to what had tugged on her son's leg, it's evident that the cat had sensed or noticed something, because only moments after leaving, this happens.
Wait.
What happened here is no doubt pretty weird, but it's important to note that a certain detail has led viewers to question the footage itself. For one, it is strange how the child seems to move in a sped up motion while the rest of the video plays normally. While it could be that this was just part of the paranormal occurrence, viewers aren't really sure what to think.
It was kind of sped up. Wait, chat. Look at a pillow, bro. Watch the pillow in the sped up thing. At the end, the pillow goes bang. Watch.
Paranormal occurrence. Viewers aren't really sure what to think.
See?
However, the mother has provided a screen recording of the footage playing in real time from the Ring app itself, which completely rules out.
You can fake this recording though, bro. I could literally make a fake recording. I could take the sped up version, put it on there, okay, get the symbols of like these full screen things and put them on. Dude, I could easily do that shit in like 5 minutes.
About the possibility of this being edited. If that's true, then this definitely makes what was captured pretty strange. Now, no further info or updates have been posted since then, but until then, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Damn, you know what's crazy too is I kind of believe this one. His name is Boy. Wait. Are you guys lying?
Is no doubt pretty weird, but it's important to note that a certain detail has led viewers to question the footage playing in real time from the Ring app itself, which completely rules out the possibility.
Oh, Boy's bedroom. I don't think his name is Boy. I think it's just... Wait, that is kind of a weird title. Maybe they're saying boys because they have multiple kids. She named him Boy. All right, bro. There's just no way. Okay, chat. What do we think is the scariest one? Little recap here, because that's the end of the video. Honestly, dude, this first one. It might be the first one. With the intruder guy.
Remember? We're friends.
Bro, this is like real. This is like real reaction.
I don't remember. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment. Please.
Oh my god.
Please get out of my apartment.
Yo, notice how the neckline on his shirt is like pulled. Oh, he's just a scumbag. I just know for a fact. I know for a fact. That's crazy. Yeah, he said friends too, man. Oh. Okay, that's definitely the scariest one from that video. Damn. Scary Conv 102. That was actually one of Bizarre Bub's better ones. And it's usually pretty good every time. This one is by Chilling Scares. Okay, Chilling Scares is also another creator that we also love. Aside from Bizarre Bub and Nukes, and he's always been a consistent creator that we've watched on this channel. So here we go. All right. This one is called Serial Killers That Are Still on the Loose Today. Dude, if one of these are in Austin, Texas, we have to look out. Because I think there's like 2 active serial killers in Austin, bro. I guess we're going to learn something in this video. Here we go, chat. Serial killers that are still on the loose today.
Vending machine killer.
What?
On April 30th, 1985, a 45-year-old truck driver stopped near a vending machine in Fukuyama, Japan. He was exhausted from work and was looking for an energy drink to help him power through the rest of the day.
Okay.
When he approached the vending machine, however, he noticed something surprising.
Someone said leave vending machines alone. Guys, we're not killing vending machines. All right? Lock in, man.
He noticed something surprising. A bottle of Oranaminsi energy drink was already in the pickup tray. Thinking he'd lucked down on a free drink, the truck driver wasted no time chugging it down. What he didn't know was that this would be the last drink he would ever taste.
Yo.
Instead of the refreshing feeling he was looking for, he felt something horribly wrong with his body. A bitter, burning sensation quickly spread throughout his throat, followed by an intense wave of nausea.
Yo.
It wasn't long before he was lying on the road in excruciating pain. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where doctors discovered a lethal amount of paraquat dichloride in his system. Paraquat is an herbicide that was quite common in Japan at the time. More importantly, it's also highly toxic to humans. When ingested, it can lead to severe nausea, throat inflammation, potentially...
Okay, wait, I didn't mean to skip. Here's my question, chat. Did he not notice that it tasted a little different? And then also, if you ever find a drink, okay, and it doesn't do that cracking sound for bottles, like, you know, that cracking, or if, like, I don't know, if you open it and it doesn't go, maybe don't drink it. You know?
Nausea, throat inflammation, internal chemical burns, and eventually death. This is also why it's been banned completely from over 70 countries to date. Unfortunately, despite knowing the reason for his illness, there was nothing the doctors could do to save his life.
He didn't die.
There's no antidote for the deadly chemical today, let alone back then. So, after hanging on to his life for a month, the truck driver passed away on the 30th of May, 1985.
No!
At first, investigators assumed that given the nature of his work, he might have accidentally encountered the toxic substance while on duty. However, after reviewing his haul records, they found no trace of this herbicide or anything remotely linked to it. This left them with only one conclusion. The chemical was mixed into the drink he consumed just moments before collapsing in agony.
That is insane.
But with no leads or concrete evidence, they couldn't determine whether it was a murder or self-inflicted act, resulting in the case getting shelved for the time being.
I need RIPs
now,
for this
while this
truck
might sound
driver.
absurd today, you have to understand that Paraquat was readily available in the country at the time. You didn't need any prescription or identification to purchase the chemical, leading to over 1,400 people using it as the poison of their choice in 1984 alone. In other words, the possibility of it being self-inflicted was just as high. However, just as the investigators were about to give up on this case completely, they received tragic news. Another person had fallen victim to the same poison after consuming Oranaminsi on the 5th of September. Then another 6 days later, and one more 2 weeks after that. By this point, it was clear that someone was deliberately poisoning vending machine drinks across Japan. This was the work of a deranged serial killer. Unfortunately, this supposed killer was also extremely thorough. He didn't leave any fingerprint or DNA evidence on the drink.
Bro, okay. I've watched a lot of serial killer documentaries and videos and shows even, okay? I've watched like hella Criminal Minds with Tootie. You gotta be a different level of fucked up to just do this and then go about your way. Like, you do this, you don't even know who you're killing, first of all. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's just, you don't even, like, it could go anywhere. And for anybody. You know?
He tampered with,
That's
and
just
only
like a
targeted vending
different
machines
level.
with no CCTV cameras nearby. As for why his victims willingly drank the unknowingly poisoned drinks he left behind, that had to do with the buy one get one free promotion Oranaminsi was running around the time to entice younger consumers. However, since some people only wanted the one drink, they often left the second free drink near the vending machine as a gift for the next person.
Dude.
This was common enough that people didn't find the laced drinks suspicious and drank them without a second thought. Sadly, this method was terribly effective. By the end of the year, this mysterious vending machine killer had claimed the lives of 12 victims and had severely injured 35 more. But as I mentioned earlier, this killer was a master of hiding his tracks. He operated all across western and central Japan, as well as Tokyo, making it near impossible for investigators to pinpoint his location. The lack of evidence also made it difficult to figure out his motive. Some speculated that he was doing all this to extort money from Otsuka Pharmaceutical, the company that made Oranaminsi. This is because in 1984, a group called the Mystery Men with 21 Faces threatened to poison food products unless the companies paid them money. So some believed that the vending machine killer was a copycat and wanted something similar. However, this theory didn't last very long because Otsuka Pharmaceutical didn't receive any demands or extortion letters from the perpetrator. Additionally, the killer also began using other drinks, like the drink Real Gold and even Coca-Cola. Hiroaki Iwao, a Tokyo professor of criminal sociology, proposed a more disturbing theory regarding the killer's motives. He stated, "It is not uncommon for Japanese who live under tremendous pressure, both on the job and in overcrowded communities."
Bro, that is, oh my God. It killed 12 people? That is such a random way to kill people. Especially at vending machines. Come on. Oh.
Let out their frustrations by hurting someone else. The person responsible may even wait around to see who buys the poisoned drink. He or she may find this as a kind of exhilarating release from the tensions of life in Japan. But even if this was the truth, it still didn't bring investigators any closer to catching the suspect. Left with no other options, the authorities turned to the public and launched a nationwide campaign on the 27th of September. They placed signs and distributed leaflets telling people to avoid suspicious free drinks and to properly inspect the cap seals on their beverages before consumption.
Bro, that's
They also
so
instructed
scary.
vending machine owners to investigate their stock for any anomalies and told chemical shops to monitor their customers more closely. It's unclear how effective this campaign was, as the number of victims kept increasing even after its launch. But then something unexpected happened. On the 17th of November, the murder spree stopped completely after the death of a 17-year-old girl. She was the only female to have died from the poisoning.
Bro.
It's possible that the person who committed these atrocities had a moral code against harming women, though that's nothing more than a baseless speculation.
Dude, that doesn't even make sense, bro. Because it's just like, bro, when they're putting the bottle in the machine, they got to know that there's women that use vending machines. That would make no sense.
Due to the complete lack of evidence, the vending machine killer was never identified, cementing this case as one of the most chilling, unsolved mysteries in Japanese history.
Wait, that was a crazy first one. Okay.
Little Rock serial stabber. On April 11,
What?
2021, the Little Rock Police Department received a distress call from South Pulaski Street regarding a potential homicide. When they arrived at the scene, they found a middle-aged woman lying on the street with stab wounds all over her body.
Oh my.
This woman turned out to be 41-year-old Deborah Walker. She was homeless at the time and was living on the streets when this incident happened.
No.
She was quickly taken to the hospital where medical staff discovered that she had been stabbed at least 15 times. Despite lying on the street, bleeding for what may have been hours, she miraculously survived and managed to regain consciousness the same day.
I love that
Investigators also visited her in the hospital
love
to
that.
gather any information she could provide about her attacker. Unfortunately, she was attacked somewhere between 1 and 4 a.m. It was still dark outside, and all that she saw was that her attacker was a tall, African-American male with a slender build. Now, in most other similar cases, such limited information would hardly be enough to generate any leads.
Okay, dude, stabbing someone once is like psycho enough, right? But imagine doing it 5 times, right? You got to think like someone's going to die from 5 stab wounds. 15 is insane. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just going bam, 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 but 15 times? Dude, my arm's gonna hurt. Just doing it empty-handed.
But in this instance, the description Deborah provided left the investigators in disbelief. That's because her attacker's profile closely matched the perpetrator of another incident that took place about 8 months earlier in the surrounding area.
Okay.
The victim of that incident was 64-year-old Larry Eugene McChristian. He was living in Little Rock with his daughter Sarah, who was on probation at the time. On the 20th of August 2020, he had a medical emergency and was taken to the hospital in an ambulance. He was discharged from the hospital the next morning. However, when the hospital staff tried to contact Sarah so she could pick him up, she wasn't answering her phone.
What?
So they gave Larry the information about a nearby homeless shelter and a bus token to get there. Later that day, Sarah came to the hospital looking for her father, only to learn that he'd been discharged hours ago. She then reached out to the homeless facility Larry was told about, but they didn't know anything about his whereabouts either. The only option she had was to file a missing persons report.
Yeah, you're right. They were both homeless. So maybe homeless people are the target. Unless it's like it's just by chance, these two.
Wait for the police to find Larry. 2 days later, on the 24th of August, Sarah received the call she was waiting for.
No.
Tragically, it wasn't the news she had hoped for.
No.
According to the official report, the Little Rock Police Department found Larry's body on South Gaines Street at around 2 a.m.
No.
They identified him by the hospital discharge papers he had on him. More importantly, he had multiple stab wounds on his body.
How many?
And was unfortunately already dead by the time the police arrived.
Watch it be 15.
His death was declared a homicide, and the investigators began looking for clues almost immediately. This proved quite impossible at first, since there were no witnesses, and there wasn't anything that could be used as evidence at the crime scene. However, after inspecting the surrounding houses, they had a major breakthrough.
Whoa!
The CCTV camera outside a nearby house had captured the suspect walking down the street, when suddenly he spots Larry and begins walking towards him. After committing the crime, he tries leaving the area, only to stop, go back, and stab Larry one last time before fleeing. As mentioned earlier, this man matched the profile Deborah gave to the police, leading investigators to believe she was attacked by the same person. While looking into older cases, they also connected the same killer to another murder that happened in the area on September 23, 2020. The victim of this incident was 62-year-old Jeff Welch, another homeless man who was living in an abandoned home.
Okay, so it's homeless people. That's insane. It's just the common theme here.
On the morning of that day, Jeff's friend found him on the porch of his house with a stab wound on his neck. By this point, the investigators knew they were dealing with a deranged serial killer. However, just as they uncovered the connection between the 3 attacks, another tragedy unfolded. On April 12, 2023, a day after the attack on Deborah Walker, another one of his victims was found on the Wright Avenue overpass. The only thing in common with these 4 attacks was that they all involved homeless individuals, and they all happened between 1 and 4 a.m. There seemed to be no clear pattern on how the perpetrator selected his targets. This left the Little Rock community terrified to leave their homes, fearing they might become the next victim of the serial killer on the loose. After realizing the potential danger of this situation, LRPD began...
Damn, we need we need your help to identify the suspect. Area affected 12 station, pedestrians, 1 to 4 a.m. Bro, that would be such a scary, like, flyer to see, just in public. Detectives are attempting to locate and identify this individual in reference to multiple knife attacks, some resulting in homicide, that have occurred in the last few months. Evidence has recently been discovered that indicates all these incidents may be associated. Bro, that is so scary, man. Adult, possible black, male, over 6 feet tall.
Spreading awareness about the man who is now being referred to as the Little Rock Slasher.
That's
they also
wild.
turned to the public to ask for any information they could provide on the matter, and even announced a $20,000 reward.
We also need your help. If you have seen anything suspicious or have surveillance cameras on your homes or businesses in this area, please contact us at 501.
Unfortunately, despite having CCTV footage of the suspect, the Little Rock Slasher was never caught.
Wow.
The case remains a mystery to this day. Or at least that's what the official reports say. While researching this case, I came across an Arkansas-based blog called the Snarky Media Report.
Wait.
The authors of this blog did their own investigation into the slasher case, and what they found was shocking to say the least. Put simply, they claim to have found the true identity of the killer after talking to multiple locals and Deborah, who, according to their blog, already knew the identity of her attacker. They also uncovered many details about this supposed killer, including his criminal record, which reveals that he has already served 2 prison terms in Arkansas for felony convictions of domestic violence. Also, his history with drug abuse and how it made him very agitated and violent. The authors of this blog also claim to have contacted the alleged killer's previous landlord, who gave them this image of the perpetrator. Which begs the question, if they know so much about the slasher, including his legal name, why didn't they give this info to the police?
That's what I'm saying.
That's where the case goes from creepy to bizarre, since, according to them, they've already given everything they had to the relevant authorities. Despite this, the Little Rock police didn't make any progression in catching the serial killer. Snarky Media also published a video of the Little Rock mayor and police chief refusing to answer questions about the case. This seems to hint at something incredibly shady going on behind the scenes.
Wait, chat. What is happening? This is weird.
That said, there's no way for me to confirm if the authors of the Snarky Media blog are telling the truth. For all we know, their whole investigation is made up, and this is just some random guy who has nothing to do with the 4 attacks, and it's all a ploy to make the Little Rock Police Department look bad.
Yeah, maybe, I
Most
guess.
of the information they've gathered seems to check out with what's released publicly by the authorities. The only discrepancy in their investigation is the age of the suspect. Officials believe the slasher to be young, possibly in his 20s, but the authors of this blog state that the person they found was 46 years old. Unfortunately, this is where the leads end. Whether Snarky Media is telling the truth or not remains uncertain. What is certain, however, is that the case remains unsolved to this day.
What?
The Little Rock Slasher
Dude, that's so heartbreaking, bro. Imagine being like one of the family members and they just never catch the guy who does that. Oh, that's an absolute nightmare, dude. Hey, Chad, let me get some RIPs for everybody that, they mentioned in there that unfortunately passed away.
is likely still out there and can continue his murder spree at any moment.
RIP, bro. Psychotic.
Thanks to Trade Coffee for sponsoring.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, get your bag. Do what you got to do. Holy shit, it's a long one. The Smiley face killer.
On February 17, 1997, 21-year-old Patrick McNeil went out with his friends. He spent the evening out drinking with his friends in the Dapper Dog Bar in Manhattan. During this time, he likely drank more than he could handle, resulting in him throwing up in the bar's bathroom before leaving in a highly unstable and disoriented state. Patrick was then seen turning left onto 90th Street, heading in the direction of the East River.
Wait, you guys know this
one? This was
one?
the last time anyone would see Patrick alive. Following this night out, Patrick vanished into thin air. Despite extensive efforts, authorities found no leads or clues to his whereabouts. That is until April 7, 1997, when Patrick's lifeless body was found in the East River 50 days after his disappearance.
Damn.
Duty Sergeant of the
50?
NYPD's Special Investigation Division, Kevin Gannon, was called to the scene to assist with the body's recovery and examination. Kevin had been a seasoned detective for years, and by this point there was little that could surprise him. However, the circumstances surrounding Patrick's death disturbed him to his core. The more he looked into it, the more strange the situation became. For instance, Kevin noted that Patrick's body wasn't decomposed enough to have been floating in the river for a week, let alone the past 50 days. He also found burn marks
I was gonna say, dude, when your body is like submerged in water for that long, you don't even look like a human anymore. Like, you look so bloated, bro. So that's weird.
Patrick's body, hinting at the possibility of him being restrained prior to his death. Kevin knew that something wasn't right. Unfortunately, due to the complete lack of evidence pointing to the contrary, Patrick's death was ruled as an accident. Kevin kept thinking over this feeling for the next year before coming across a case that reinforced his suspicions even further. On February 13, 1998, another body was found in the same stretch of water. This body was later identified as 22-year-old Lawrence R. Andrews, who had gone missing on New Year's Eve after celebrating the event with his friends in Times Square. After getting on the case, it didn't take long for Kevin to notice eerie similarities between the two cases, as both bodies were found within yards of each other. Both of them were also young Caucasian males and were on track to have successful careers. They both disappeared in one of the most crowded cities in the world without any trace as well. Most importantly, Kevin also found similar oddities in both cases, where the bodies were a lot less decomposed than they should have been, and there were burn marks indicating possible restraints before their death. Lawrence's case prompted Kevin to look for other similar cases across the US. He enlisted the help of fellow detective Anthony Duarte and a criminal justice professor, Dr. Lee Gilbertson. Together, they began investigating these cases, and soon a chilling pattern began to emerge. In total, they found 45 different instances of young men dying under shockingly similar circumstances as Patrick and Lawrence. Most of them went out for a night of drinking, became more intoxicated than usual, disappeared shortly after, and were later found dead in some body of water. Almost all of them were also Caucasian and on track to have a high-paying career like engineering after college. Most disturbingly, however, they also found graffiti of smiley faces near the bodies of at least a dozen different victims. This led to the three investigators creating the smiley face murder theory. According to this theory, these 45 and possibly many other deaths from the 1990s to 2010s weren't accidents in the slightest. Instead, they were murders committed by a single deranged person or an organized group of serial killers. This is the only logical explanation they could find to justify the many oddities and similarities in these incidents. That said, while this theory makes complete sense to some people, others aren't convinced one bit. Criminal profiler Pat Brown, for instance, called this theory ludicrous. She believes that the idea of connecting smiley faces, one of the most common graffiti symbols, with murders is just absurd, stating, "It's not an unusual symbol. If you look in any area..."
Dude, if it happens like 12 times though, is it not like interesting to entertain that theory? I don't know.
5 miles square, I bet you could find a smiley face.
I doubt
it. The FBI
FBI
also completely denied this theory in a statement, reading, "The FBI has reviewed the information about the victims provided by 2 retired police detectives who have dubbed these incidents the smiley face murders and interviewed an individual who provided information to the detectives. To date, we have not developed any evidence to support links between these tragic deaths or any evidence substantiating the theory that these deaths are the work of a serial killer or killers. The vast majority of these instances appear to be alcohol-related drownings." However, despite these setbacks, the 3 men have stuck with their theory. They're still working on finding evidence to back their observations.
Dude.
That said, if their hunch is correct, it would mean one of the most wicked serial killers in American history.
Dude, 45 plus? I mean, yeah, that's got to be one of the most wicked ones. But like, so you guys have already heard about this, because When they brought up Smiley Face Killer, I saw a few people in the chat say something.
Is still at large today. I-70 Killer. Robin Fuldauer was a 26-year-old Indiana University graduate who was working at an Indianapolis Payless shoe source store near I-70 in 1992. The 8th of April was supposed to be her day off. However, just as she was getting ready to relax at home, the employee who was supposed to man the counter called in sick. Left with no other options, her manager called Robin and told her to cover the shift instead. Robin wasn't very happy about this emergency shift change, but she reluctantly agreed, arriving at the store at 10 a.m. and starting her shift as usual. Unfortunately, her day was about to get a whole lot worse. Everything seemed normal until 2 p.m. when the manager called the store for a routine check.
Okay.
To her surprise, Robin wasn't picking up the phone. She kept trying for a few minutes before giving up and calling the Speedway gas station neighboring the shoe store. One of the gas station employees, a friend of Robin's, went to the Payless store to see if she was doing okay. However, what she found inside left her confused. The store was in slight disarray and some of the shoes were missing from the shelves. The cash register was also open and there was no money in it. Most concerning of all, there were no signs of Robin anywhere. Her friend called out Robin's name, hoping she was just in the back and would respond. But when she didn't hear anything from Robin after minutes of standing in the store, she became worried and called the police at around 2:20 p.m. The cops arrived within minutes and began searching the store for clues on Robin's whereabouts. And it wasn't long before they made a devastating discovery. They found Robin lying in the store's back office, covered in blood. It was already too late. During questioning, an employee from the store across the street claimed to have seen a strange man loitering around the shoe store a couple hours earlier. According to this employee, the man sat on the curb for about a half hour, rifling through his bag and staring at the Payless store. They then saw the same man a few minutes later trying to hitch a ride back to Interstate 465, which was about a quarter mile from the store's location. Unfortunately, they were too far away to get a good look at the man's face. Given the money,
hitchhiking is illegal, right? Like, you can't do that? Or is it only illegal in some states? I remember hearing when I was younger that it was illegal, but I don't know how true that is. It was her day off, too. I know, that's so sad. Certain states, now it is mostly... Yeah, bro, like... Who is picking up hitchhikers except for, like, lonely truck drivers? I don't see myself in any scenario, bro, picking up a hitchhiker. I don't trust anybody. I would never trust anybody. I don't care, like, how desperate or, like, in shambles you are. I don't care if that makes me a bad person, bro. I don't even like opening my front door for the pizza guy. All right? So, yeah, I don't know.
Money stolen from the register,
Not my
and
kind of
without
thing
any
to
other
do.
leads, investigators filed this as nothing more than a robbery gone wrong. However, they couldn't have been more wrong. Because just 3 days later, something similarly tragic happened to 23-year-old Patricia Smith and 32-year-old Patricia Makers. The two were working at a bridal shop in Wichita along I-70. The incident happened a little past their usual closing time as they were waiting for a customer who had a pickup. When they saw a man approaching the store, they assumed that it was the customer. However, this man drew a gun on the two after entering the store, took them to the back, and executed both with shots to the back of their heads. As the killer was leaving the store, he crossed paths with the actual customer the girls were waiting for. Without hesitation, he aimed his gun at the man and ordered him to head to the back of the store. But the customer defied his command and ran, narrowly escaping with his life.
I mean, nice.
He later helped the police draw a sketch of the killer. Unfortunately, the sketch didn't provide much of a breakthrough. By this point, the authorities were certain they were dealing with a serial killer, but despite their efforts, the killer's spree continued. By May 7th, he had taken 3 more victims in small, low-traffic stores along the I-70 highway. By the time investigators managed to compile a few more sketches, the I-70 killer stopped his quest and went into hiding. That is until 1993, when he claimed 3 more victims along I-35 in Texas. He tried to hide his identity by changing his weapon, but the investigators were quick to notice the similarities. One of his victims, Vicky Webb, also managed to miraculously survive after getting shot in the neck. If he were ever caught, Vicky's testimony would have been crucial in bringing him to justice. Though, the I-70 killer was never found, and the case went cold for nearly 3 decades. However, then, in 2021, investigators released CCTV footage of a murder that happened in 2001. The suspect in this footage looks strikingly similar to the I-70 killer sketches, potentially giving authorities the lead they need to finally catch him. It's likely only a matter of time before he runs out of places to hide and is captured. But for now, he's still out there, evading police and leaving the case unresolved.
How?
We can only hope he doesn't take any more victims in the meantime.
Bro, how is he still out there? Oh my goodness. It's just so crazy. Yo, we need someone like Dexter out there, man. God, we need a good serial killer, bro. I just can't believe that all these people have gone through like these tragedies and the person responsible has never been caught. Like that would just be so tough such a tough pill to swallow, man. Like every day that's got to eat you alive. I can't even imagine. But Chilling Scares, another great video, man. The next couple videos we have are from EWU Body Cam. Okay, these are some of the best true crime videos out on YouTube. This might be the best. And it's more police body cam style. EWU's great. They're always short and sweet. They're literally less than 15 minutes most of the time, which is great. But I mean, let's get into it. These ones get a little wild. Okay, so trigger warning: if you are sensitive to these kinds of things, probably don't watch. I don't know, but if you're like me and you like true crime, then let's get it. This one is called Officers Arrest Fellow Cop After Disturbing Incident with His Child. I'm nervous about this one. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that could mean. Obviously, my brain goes into a million different places. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it, okay? For these, I like to put my face cam down in this corner, okay? And I think I like to put the chat here for these ones, too. All right? Let's go.
It was a young boy down on the ground on his back. It was a young boy down on the ground on his back, being beaten and shoved back down and hit.
I don't want my dad to get arrested.
Then he kept
God.
him, like punching him down.
Oh, this is going to be tough.
It's not like we spank our kids all the time and we're beating on our children. I mean, my husband's a police officer.
A family vacation takes a shocking turn in Naples, Florida on January 25th, 2025.
Dude, Naples is really nice. It's definitely, okay, like, you know, before we get into the dark shit here. Naples is really nice, dude. It's definitely like a place where people live for retirement. It's like a where you go and you just want to settle down and just live in beautiful weather for the most part until there's a hurricane. But
when witnesses report a man striking a child in broad daylight, the situation takes an unexpected turn when authorities learn the suspect is an off-duty cop, and the child in question is his own 10-year-old son.
Corporal punishment is not illegal in the state of Florida, so if that's why I was stopped, I'm just going to leave my comments there.
The following report is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now.
Okay.
Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. As the sun sets, a Naples Police Department officer arrives at the scene, where witnesses claim they saw a man striking a child with a belt and tried to stop him from leaving. They wait nearby as the officer prepares to approach the man's white SUV, unaware he's no ordinary suspect.
Lock him up!
Stay in the car. Get back in the car now.
How are we doing, Garrett?
Traffic stop. You don't jump out of the car.
I'm a police officer. I apologize.
Well, then you should know better.
I apologize.
You have your license on you?
Yes.
Do you have a gun in your sack?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to go for your gun.
I would not touch your gun. Okay. Trust me.
The man is identified as 55-year-old Philip Kennedy, who states that he's not only an officer with the Miccosukee Police Department in Miami, but also serves as an acting sergeant.
You know why we stopped you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
The incident that happened by the pier.
Okay. Can you explain to me what happened?
What are you getting at? What do you want me to answer?
Well, you said that you know why I'm stopping.
Why is it blurred out?
I believe I know why, but I'd like you to tell me.
Okay.
An officer who just arrived at the scene heads over to speak with one of the witnesses in an effort to learn exactly what they saw happen.
So what did you witness?
I witnessed a man beating a kid on the sidewalk with a belt.
Okay. And then he got...
Damn.
Then he got into that car.
Oh, so it's blurred. I was saying, why is it blurred? Because we already saw what the guy looked like in all that. Are they just blurring the witness?
Passenger side.
The kid is in the car also?
Kid's in the car also.
Okay. And are you willing to do a statement?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
He's got a gun on him. He's a Miccosukee cop.
You're probably the best. I don't have kids. You have kids?
All right, sir. You just do me a favor?
Yes.
Just step out of the vehicle.
Absolutely. I'll keep my hands where you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
I already told him I'm a police officer. You guys got nothing to worry about with me. Right. I'm not. I know you're doing your job. Put on the hood.
Hold on. I'm just gonna remove the fanny pack.
Absolutely.
All right. Do you have anything else on you? Any other weapons or anything? All right.
While waiting at the vehicle with Philip's wife, Lisette, an officer attempts to console her son, who is just 10 years old.
Bro, no.
It's okay. We're just talking to your dad. That's all we're doing.
That's so sad.
We're just talking to him. That's all we're going to do. Okay?
All right, I'm just going to get a quick search, right?
It's just money, credit cards, paperwork, receipts,
okay.
Stuff like that.
What happened today?
With all due respect, I don't want to answer any questions without having a lawyer present.
Okay.
The only thing I will say is, as a police officer, I'm pretty abreast of the law. Corporal punishment is not illegal in the state of Florida, so if that's why I was stopped, I'm just going to leave my comments there.
Okay.
With Philip unwilling to speak with police, officers must rely on witness statements to determine whether his disciplinary actions were reasonable or if they crossed the line. As witnesses recount what they saw, the details become increasingly concerning.
It was a young boy down on the ground on his back, being beaten and shoved back down and hit. This red
Victor,
belt or
Dude, that's
something.
psychotic.
I can't believe I saw that.
In a situation like this, would somebody have to press charges? Would like the kid have to press charges?
It depends on the extent of what has happened, the injuries. Approximately how old was the child? You had to guess.
He looked like 9, maybe 10.
Okay, so it wasn't like a 2-3-year-old that was getting whipped. Okay,
No.
okay. I'm not saying it makes it right. I'm just saying it.
I know
Obviously,
where you're coming
contextually,
from.
it
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know what we're waiting for by any chance?
There's been so much radio traffic, it's hard to decipher which is coming from where.
I got you. I'm just
You
curious.
think that this guy thinks he's going to get like special treatment because he's a cop? That ain't how it works, buddy. Actually, there is a lot of shady shit that happens, I would assume. But you could tell just by the look on his face, he's got that grin, bro. He's very, very confident.
While waiting, Philip makes a sudden complaint, prompting action from the officers.
I'm starting to get chest pains. Would you be able to have rescue check me out, please?
You want EMS out here?
Yes, please.
All right, I got you, man.
Thank you.
Is it sharp,
pains?
acute, like just happened?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I asked for the water, hoping, you know.
If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you have any history of chest pains or anything like that? Anything that like I should let EMS know about?
I've had chest pains before, yes.
You had chest pains
I
before?
went to the hospital, yes.
Okay.
The officer calls for paramedics to evaluate Philip, while another interviews the witnesses who initially called 911.
When he was hitting the kid,
Yeah.
how was he hitting him? Like,
Hard, very kind of.
right, but like, what was the motion of it? Was it overhead?
Yeah.
Or was it like down here?
No, like this.
He was coming from
Like
over his
hitting
head?
Like it, when you hit a dog, that because he's mad. He was
And
very mad. He
Okay.
told the kid, "Don't do that. Don't do that."
Okay, and you said that the kid fell to the ground?
Yeah, the kid fell to the
And then
ground.
he...
And he went like
And the
this.
kid was covering up,
Yeah.
trying to prevent from being hit again,
Yeah.
and then he was hit again?
No, he did it one time.
Only one hit?
Yeah, only one time.
Lisette will later explain exactly what led.
Colleen Witta just logged in. This is real. Yeah, these are real cases, guys. And a lot of these are never seen before until they're made into these videos. So that's why we like EWU body cam so much. Like this video, I'm already locked in. It's been 6 minutes. And it just flies by.
To such a reaction from Philip. For now, the paramedics arrive to assess his chest pain and express concerns over the young boy.
You want to come and talk to them?
Bro,
Hi.
is he lying about the chest pains?
Chest pains. I had a sip of water, hopefully get better, but it's starting to get a lot worse.
Okay.
That's why I'm starting to feel
back here.
I've had,
No way, dude.
A second was a
There's an allegation of him slapping or striking his kid.
Is the kid okay?
Yes. Somebody else is lead on it, but I don't think the kid's injured as far as any medical.
While one officer remains with Philip, another heads with the paramedics to speak to the boy's mother.
Mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your son okay?
Yeah.
Okay, no injuries?
No.
So we're trying to figure it out because corporal punishment in the state of Florida is all right.
Yeah, no,
as long as it hits certain criteria. So we're still trying to figure everything out because we got witnesses over here. We're talking to our sergeant.
Now, can I just point out that is the most firefighter, or he's not a firefighter, but EMS firefighter mustache I've ever seen. Like, dude.
All right. If you guys don't mind, before we go, if you can just put eyes on the kid and just let us know if it looks good.
That's a good stash. It's a good one, bro.
He'll soon speak with the child,
Is he a
but first
firefighter?
the officer
Oh.
attempts to alleviate Lisette's concerns for her husband and learns what started the entire ordeal in the first place.
I mean, he's
Okay, my bad.
cognizant,
He is
he's
a fireman.
fine
Okay,
from
then he deserves a perfect mustache. He's hot. Oh, wait, ladies, you think the firefighter mustache is hot? That's kind of interesting. You know what's crazy is that mustaches always were looked at as creepy until like 2 years ago. Why do people love? Why do the ladies love the mustaches now? What happened? Who started the trend? Weren't they always creepy? Have you seen Eddie Diaz? I don't think so. We matured? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, hey, we're all maturing now. Hey, types change, okay? What we're into, that shit changes, bro.
From what I can tell, he's with everything.
You know, all this big deal.
I understand.
All this for.
Someone goes, Top Gun Maverick came out. It's so funny, dude.
Do you have children?
Yeah,
I do not
true.
have children, ma'am, no.
It's not like we spank our kids all the time and we're beating on our children. I mean, my husband's a police officer. I work in the medical field. We don't, you know.
I got
You
you.
discipline your children when you need to. We take phones away. We take money away. Like right now, he's only allowed to do karate.
See, that's
because he
like
gets bad
normal
grades in
shit, though.
school. I mean,
I got you. Again,
But
we're just
but the belt
responding to a
thing-
call, and like I'm sure your husband can attest to it too. He's been very cooperative with us.
of course he's gonna be. He's been a police officer for over 30 years.
Hey, lady. Hey, lady. Hey, we know he's a cop. All right? It don't matter.
And you know,
But this gives you
Say it
anxiety
again.
because we've never been on this side of the law.
yeah. No, absolutely.
We're clean, decent people. We're actually on vacation.
Oh, he's a police officer.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And like I
Let's
said,
hear it.
we're just responding to something that we got.
And I even paid the guy for the thing. For
The thing?
well, what happened was there was a shovel in the sand. He found the shovel.
Okay.
Right. He started playing with it. And then we started calling him to come to the pier because we were leaving and, you know, we were standing there watching him. And he threw the shovel in the ocean. And then the man told him, get in the ocean and get my shovel.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know that shovel belonged to somebody because he had found it in the sand. And the man goes, that's my daughter's shovel. Go get it. Can't go in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So we started calling him and he told the man, I can't go in the ocean. It's too deep. So he started walking towards me. And when we were getting to the car, the man calls my husband to them, listen, your kid threw my shovel. I turned around. I go, how much is a shovel? And I give him $5. And I walked away.
Okay, that's a good play.
I guess after that, then I guess that's when somebody saw my husband spank him in the leg.
That's why he got spanked? Oh. Chet, did you guys know that the dad is actually a police officer, though? Damn. Okay. That makes sense. Like, bro, seriously?
Egg.
That's a good play by the mom, all right? How much is a shovel? Fucking, you gonna keep crying? Here's $5. I like that play. Whatever.
That's what they're saying. I mean, that's what he said. I mean, and that was it.
Okay.
I even paid the guy the $5.
No, I got you.
He only give me a couple bucks. I give him $5.
So the guy was having a bad day?
But all this over that.
Meanwhile, while the initial 911 callers reported seeing the boy struck only once, their statements conflict with other witnesses who were asked to describe the strikes.
How many times? Give me like a roundabout number.
5, 6, 7.
5, 6. Okay. And how did the kid react to being hit?
I think he was struggling and he was defending himself.
He's trying to defend himself.
And
So
the man beat him with the red thing in his hand, which was like a whip, but then he kept punching him, like punching him down on the ground. So there'd be a whip and then a punch.
So he's whipping and punching?
Yeah.
Okay.
At Philip's request, he's transported away from the scene by ambulance to be examined at a nearby hospital. With Lisette's permission, the officer questions the 10-year-old boy himself.
But you gotta also think too, Chet, like witnesses gotta really choose their words wisely. Because I'm not defending the fucking dad. I think he's guilty as hell. But punch is a crazy thing to say, right? Like when I think punch, I think the dad's literally punching him in the face or like the chest or something. I think it was more of like a shove down. That's what I'm thinking. Do you guys kind of agree? I think it was like he keeps shoving him and then whipping him or whatever it is.
Just outside their vehicle.
All right. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
You all good?
Yeah.
All right. Where'd your dad discipline you? On the bottom?
Yeah.
On the bottom? Everything all good, though?
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, I just wanted to make sure you're all good. I saw you had some Yu-Gi-Oh cards in there. Yeah? You like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
How long you been collecting, man?
For like 3 years.
3 years?
And Pokemon.
And Pokemon? All right, well, who's your favorite Pokemon?
Blastoise.
Blastoise? Blastoise is a good choice. I'm more of a fire guy myself, so I gotta go. You ever heard of Blaziken? Karate chicken, I call him? Yeah, it's pretty cool. He said he was just on his right bottom. Or that's what he's like on my bottom, but he like pointed to this side right here. But obviously out in public, that sort of thing, like EMS already left. I can't see any clear signs of bruising or anything on the kid.
Although witnesses and the family provide conflicting accounts, a detective is on the way to examine the boy firsthand and uncover the truth.
Hey, Chad, is
Meanwhile,
Blaziken a good
officers search for
Pokemon
evidence
or no?
that might corroborate the witnesses' claims.
Man, where's your husband's belt? Is that it right there? No, that's part of your pocketbook. He had a red belt, right?
Red? Maybe what they saw red was this, my strap.
Is he still wearing the belt?
I have no idea. He probably would have been wearing the belt.
Is she lying? Catch
While
her in
waiting
a
with
lie.
officers earlier, Philip seemed to struggle with his pants due to not wearing a belt. It also isn't located in his fanny pack, leaving officers to question where it went.
Whoa!
As the detective arrives to the scene, officers fill him in on what they've learned so far.
They watched the dad basically alternate overhand belt strikes and like punched him as well? Yeah, while he was on the ground. The kid doesn't say that, but that's what the first car says. Yeah.
After speaking with witnesses himself, the detective has a few stern questions for Lisette.
So you didn't see your husband?
Oh, I was with my daughter. I gave the guy the $5 and he started walking with me.
So far, I have two witnesses putting you right behind when the incident happened. Right
Oh my God,
behind your
she's
husband,
lying, bro.
In view of what happened.
No, my husband and me were going the opposite way. The guy was coming like this.
And then, where's your husband's phone?
I don't know. They're looking for the ball, but I don't know.
With Lisette's permission, the detective speaks with the child himself and finally gives him a thorough examination.
Hey, turn around, buddy. You can put your shirt down. Okay, I'm just gonna take one more picture of you, okay? All right, hop in the car for me, okay? The first couple, they said they saw something red, which is the hat. Because they said when you walk in, they threw the. They saw him throw it on the dashboard, so that's gonna be a hat.
No,
the hat's on there.
yeah.
What? Wait. The kid does have a.
Yeah, he's got a welt on
You
his
see it
back.
right there? Yep. And then this right there. So it was at least 2 hits that hit him.
The family is escorted back to the police station, where officers search the family vehicle and find what they've been looking for.
Wait, wait.
Anything? Where'd you find that?
It's a black belt,
In
dude.
the glove box?
Yeah. I don't know if that's the belt.
It's definitely a belt, though.
Reports state that the victim raised his shirt and showed 2 raised red marks on his back and ribs, matching the width of Philip Kennedy's belt. With the investigation complete, officers determined Philip's actions exceeded reasonable corporal punishment and arrest him at the hospital, where medical staff attribute his chest pain to anxiety. On his way to jail, he remains cordial, attempting small talk with the arresting officers.
How long you been on?
I want to say like about a year.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to thank you both for your professionalism.
Oh my fucking God. Give me a break. Shut your mouth. God, I hate this guy. He's pissing me off, chat.
I appreciate it, man.
I respect. I respect.
Stop with the small
really
talk.
For everybody. I appreciate the way you guys have handled it. You have my respect. And unfortunately, I've been in your guys' shoes too.
Oh my God.
It's been the other way around, so I know both sides.
Right, yeah.
55-year-old Philip Kennedy was later charged with child...
Hold on. You gotta fucking... There needs to be like a flashbang warning here. What am I looking at here?
Later charged with child abuse without causing great bodily harm, given a bond of $10,000 and ordered to relinquish his firearms. On January 30th, 2025, Philip entered a plea of not guilty. On February 28th, 2025, Lisette filed an affidavit requesting the court dismiss all charges, as well as the court's no-contact order. According to media reports, the Miccosukee Police Department placed Kennedy on administrative leave while the case remains ongoing.
Oh, so the case isn't over. Oh, what the hell is this thumbnail? What the fuck? Yo, wait. Hold on here. Guys, do you think he got... Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know, bro, because... Listen, you could definitely discipline your kid, but there's right ways to do it, and then there's wrong ways to do it. Like, low-key chat, when I misbehaved one time when I was younger, okay, I'm going to put my mom on blast. She put soap in my mouth, bro. And that was one of the most traumatizing experiences I've ever had. She put that soap right on that toothbrush and fucking shine. And you know what? I feel like I probably deserved it. I got to keep it a buck. Type 1 in chat if you've ever had soap put in your mouth. And then, listen, I know there's other cultures too, right? Like, you see Tootie, okay? Tootie is not Caucasian, right? She's probably gotten spanked with a fucking shoe. So, I don't know, man. Shit, I don't know. I feel like it definitely could have been more, but I'm not surprised at the outcome. Can I say that? A chancla. Yeah. Hey, that was a good one, man. Their videos are amazing, and I'm so excited to watch more. I really am. Shout out EWU. Oh my goodness. Chat, we got another one coming up too. Y'all ready? This one is this one's shorter. Or wait. Yeah, it is shorter. It is shorter. This one might be insane. This next one. Okay? Just look at the title. Hold on, let me go over here. I'm going to be blocking the title for a second. The title is Man Lures Woman into Bathroom and Rips Her Teeth Out. So, I'm going to quickly say here, I'm not sure how clickbait that is, but I am intrigued, as fucked up as it sounds, and we're just going to roll into it. Okay? Man lures a woman in the bathroom, rips her teeth out. Here we go. Jesus Christ. Dude, what is wrong with people? Genuinely.
What?
Hold on. Go.
Get in there quick, man. He done spit it down, dick. What?
It's in that door on the left, but...
Oh, we got a real body cam here.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! What she do to you?
Yo!
On June 1st, 2024, reports of an employee being held hostage in a gas station bathroom in Sanford, Florida, sends police racing to the scene. With the suspect reportedly armed and dangerous, officers must perform a high-stakes rescue before it's too late. In the aftermath, the disturbing details of the incident leave investigators questioning, was this a sudden act of random violence or something far more insidious?
He's a demon hunter?
The following report is based on official police records.
The guy was like, he's a demon hunter? What does that mean? What? Did the guy think that that was a good excuse? Morgan! Thank you so much for the 42, Morgan. I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing great. Yo, Heisman, Measy Peasy, Ava, Bullets, Trev, Liberty. Thank you all for the subs too, guys. I absolutely love all of you, man.
And most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. At 5:08 a.m., dispatchers in Seminole County receive a distressing 911 call from an employee at a racetrack gas station.
911. My coworker, my shift manager, has been locked in the men's bathroom with another man who's not letting her out. Okay, hold on. You said your coworker's locked in the bathroom? Did he put his hands on her? Hello? He's got a knife. Okay. He cut her neck.
Within minutes, an officer arrives at the scene, where a customer who witnessed the attack shares horrifying details.
Get that quick, man. He done spit her damn neck.
Who what?
Come on, you get traffic. Come on, keep on, get your crazy rolling. For real, sir. In the last bathroom.
Okay, before this man goes in here and discovers what the hell is happening, dude, 911 calls and hearing the audio of a crime being committed in the background, especially screaming through a 911 audio, is just so eerie. It sticks with you. Sounds like that, man.
Is there anybody else inside?
Chilling.
There's 2 ladies in there, but he got her down right now.
Yo, wait.
Oh, man.
Who else is inside?
It's just me and my assistant manager and
Where
the
they
guy
at?
in the men's bathroom.
Where's your assistant manager?
She's in the bathroom.
With him?
She was in here.
Sir!
And he's got a knife.
Sir, he has her pinned down in there.
Okay. I'm...
What's the address on that?
3760 Orlando Drive.
Oh my God, bro.
Hey, can you hear me? Hey, can you wait outside? Can you wait outside?
I mean, dude, what do you even do in this situation? Oh my God, you can't just like go in like guns blazing. You don't even know what you're dealing with. You don't even know if it's actually a knife. You're kind of just going off what people are saying. I mean, what is he waiting for, though? He doesn't know if the door's locked or not. You got to assume it's locked.
While the woman continues pleading for help, backup arrives. The officers must act decisively as a life hangs in the balance.
You need backup,
it's in that door on the left, but hallway's narrow, bro. It's a setup. Filming?
What you want to do? You want to wait?
I mean, I say we wait for Morgan.
I mean, I don't know if you got time like that.
Is there another way to get to that door? Because I only hear her.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah, in the men's. What you want to do?
You can try to announce him to come out.
Sir, can you come out with your hands up?
Send for police.
Oof.
Oh man.
Send for police.
He said there's somebody in the audience.
I only hear her.
He's not, bro.
I don't hear anything.
The fact that she has been silent as well for the past 30 seconds would be enough to make me like just go in and like do what I got to do to get in there, bro. Because it's like, dude, she could have literally just died right there.
Anybody else?
By now, the woman has been trapped with her alleged attacker for more than 5 agonizing minutes. Additional reinforcements arrive at the scene, but confusion only continues to stall rescue attempts.
Is he in there by himself or still with her?
He's in there with her.
Is she screaming for help?
She's crying.
The key. Is that the manager outside? Hey, where's the key? Where's the key for the bathroom? Huh?
I have no idea.
We don't know where the key for the
What do
bathroom
you mean?
is. I need you to help me find it.
Listen, sir.
Yeah.
I went in there. It should be unlocked.
All right.
What do you mean you have no idea?
That outside that's right next to the bathroom.
All right, she's screaming. Go in.
I know.
Go in. What are we waiting for? Women's or men's?
Men's. Bro, you have to fuck on phone.
Hey, let's get this shit booming. Oh, it's open. Oh shit.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Give me a sec.
Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach!
Oh my god. Well?
I'm sorry.
Come on, baby! Come on! Yeah! Come on!
31-year-old Sarah Flavin is quickly ushered to safety. The suspected attacker would later be identified
All right,
as...
bro, hold on. Why are we doing her dirty like this, bro? You couldn't find a better picture to use for her, man? Like, why are you doing that? Bro, she's been through so much. And, like...
Safety. The suspected attacker would later be identified as 62-year-old Randall Lee Lawton. Outside, officers learned the horrific extent of Sarah's injuries.
After you can approach, she has a laceration to the face.
Yo.
What happened?
You saw me in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's fine. That's simpler. Sit down.
You killed him?
No, I saw him out here earlier. Where did he cut you? In the hand or in the face?
He ripped my teeth out.
He stuck his hand in my mouth. Let me see.
What?
And you don't know him? No, I don't know him at all.
Meanwhile, searching Randall for additional weapons poses a challenge.
Document everything that comes out of his pockets.
It's going to be one tissue wide, second tissue wide.
Bro, if I'm her, I'm biting down on that finger. Okay? Like it's a goddamn carrot. And I'm swallowing it in his face so he gets scared of me. Okay?
Another knife.
What pocket? What pocket?
Right pocket, right?
Right pocket. Man. Make sure he's secure.
Don't.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, chill out.
Not going anywhere.
Hey, if you move, tase him. Hey, grab
Hey, the North Pole can wait, buddy.
Come on, open the door.
Yo, they're dragging him out. Oh, no.
Go, drag him out, You, hold on, make sure nobody
Ew. You know how many germs are on the bottom of the gas station floor, bro? He just got like 10 different diseases right there within the past 10 seconds.
Hey, what's your name, guy?
Hey, debit or credit, chat.
Outside, Sarah shares the chilling details of how Randall lured her inside the restroom.
Oh, no.
I saw him walking around earlier. He had a flag on him. And I saw him coming from around the building. And when I was coming back inside, I saw him standing in the hallway. And I asked him if he needed something. He said the restroom was out of toilet paper. Well, I could see visually that it still had toilet paper. And I said, sir, please step out. Let me check. And when I checked it, I said, it's got toilet paper. And he got in front of the door and closed it behind me. And I said, please let me out.
Oh, that's
please
crazy.
Just let me out. Please let me out. He was trying to slit my throat. Oh, he said that I was somebody. He kept calling me Eve, and I kept begging him please not to.
Why Randall would call her Eve is a haunting question.
What?
And they'd later learn details far more unusual than they could have ever imagined. They'll soon speak with Randall, who finally appears ready to comply with officers.
You gonna act stupid again or no?
No.
Huh? Just sit him up on the back side. Somebody read him Miranda and figure out what the he's doing.
While officers read Randall his Miranda rights, Sarah's injuries are more closely examined.
What teeth?
Did you get stabbed anywhere else?
I just in my face and my hands. I grabbed the blade with my hand.
Why is there a hole here in your shirt?
We scuffled around in the bathroom for a good minute and I couldn't get to the door.
While Sarah receives treatment in the ambulance, officers work to understand what may have led to the incident.
Yeah, he slit her throat. Yeah. She's okay. I'm not sure. I think she's going to be okay. She's talking, but dip dash here, dip dash here.
Bro,
yeah, this is
what?
Aggravated battery.
Oh, yeah. With a deadly weapon.
What else the intentions were?
With many questions still unanswered, officers turn to witnesses for more information.
I went in there. I thought the door was locked when I pushed over. I didn't want to grab it. He cut me. You know what I'm saying? But I seen him had a dent over the toilet. She was like, get off. I was like, that's when I came out and got my phone, but she was already on the phone with me.
Okay. Was her pants down or anything like that?
No.
When he had her bent over or anything like that?
He just had a heel.
But he was standing or what? He was
standing over.
Okay.
The true motive behind the incident and the identity of Eve can only be answered by Randall. Officers begin to question him, but his bizarre responses only deepen the mystery.
Randall, are you having a bad day today? What's going on? We all do this for something. Tell me why. What happened? What made you do this today?
2-4, I'll be calling the ambulance for the HA.
What about your past? What about your past? What made you do it today?
I don't know. I'm already dead.
Okay, why are you saying that? Why do you think you're already dead?
Don't worry.
No, man, I'm worried about it.
Hey, we're not entertained by the mysterious answers, all right? Gotcha. It's honestly probably good I'm not a fucking cop and I'm not doing this because I'd get so pissed just looking at his goddamn big toe. All right?
Because,
you'll find it someday, too.
No.
That's everybody.
As the investigation continues to unfold, officers review the factors that delayed Sarah's rescue.
We were just waiting for one more person to come with us. We didn't want to go straight in. We don't know. It's a small.
No, I know. That's insane.
In that case, y'all would have been fine. I didn't realize that because you guys were standing outside, I thought everybody was out.
No, we just wanted one more person.
Like when that you go in, like you don't have to wait for a third person.
As Randall begins to explain why Sarah was targeted, his reasoning takes a dark and twisted turn.
Her name is Eve.
Okay.
Mother Mary and all them.
Yep.
Spiritualism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then
got a lot of flaws.
So she calls herself Sarah to you, and then you.
Okay.
You figure it out. You're like, oh, well, why do you got to cut Eve?
Because what she done to me.
What she do to you?
Killed my family.
What happened to your family?
Right.
But she killed me.
Okay. It looks like you're still alive and breathing.
For a little bit.
Huh?
For a little while.
I hope it's going to be for a long while. But what you did today is, a little concerning.
Yeah.
You talked to this girl before?
No.
No, you've never seen her before?
No. Not in that body.
While his responses raise more questions than answers, Randall denies being on medication or being diagnosed with any mental illnesses. Soon after, Randall is taken to the police station for an interrogation. During this interview, he would tell investigators that Eve was a demon who attacked him for years over his use of cigarettes. He claimed the demon needed to be punished and believed that the demon's spirit had been cleansed after the attack. After a long morning, officers gather to discuss the unusual nature of the case.
All right. That's terrible, dude.
He's a demon hunter.
He's a demon hunter? That's what he told you?
Dude, what?
That's f***ed up, man. She's young, too. Just trying to work.
Maybe he's right. I don't know.
Yeah,
I bet she's a demon.
124, man.
You never know. Lisa said he's wrong, unless he was possessed.
Sarah reportedly suffered multiple injuries, including deep lacerations to her left hand, 2 below her chin, and a missing left canine tooth.
Where's the canine? Oh my God, is it the one that's normally like pointed? Oh, wait, how did he? Oh, how do you pull out a tooth? Do you have to like dig into the gums? Ugh. Oh. Oh, I can't even think about that, bro. That, like, hurts me. He had a knife? No, he did it with his hand, I thought.
After his interrogation, 62-year-old Randall Lee Lawton was transported to the John E. Polk Correctional Facility, where he was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, resisting and obstructing police, and kidnapping. His bond was set at $50,500. On June 4th, 2024, he entered a plea of not guilty. The case is still ongoing.
Bro. All right. Hey, chat, he's got to get locked up, right? Like, he's got to get locked up. Can we stop showing this thumbnail? I don't want to know what that woman pulled out of her snatch, okay? I don't want to know. I mean, it low-key makes me want to click on it, but I don't want to know right now. All right, chat, here's my prediction. Chat, how many years do you think he's getting for that? Because kidnapping, in the bathroom, psychopath, clearly. I don't know, bro. He could play that, the psycho card or the mentally unstable card. I don't know. I mean, he cut her neck, bro. I would say, as messed up as it is, bro, like 10, 15 years. That's kind of my ballpark guess. That's what I'm going to say. I don't think he's getting more than 15, chat. That's a wild case, though. See how good these videos are, bro? They're so good. I could watch 1 million of these. The last video we have of today's scary reaction segment. Okay. It is from a channel called, which some of you may have heard of, JCS. Okay, Criminal Psychology. They haven't uploaded a video in like 2 or 3 years, I think. And they finally just released a new one. 2 years. All right. They all bang. Millions and millions of views. All right. This is probably one of the most famous true crime channels on YouTube, I would say. Vince, how we doing, bro? Yes, they have a new one. First in 2 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to watch it, okay? This one is called... I like going down here for the true crime, okay? I'm going to be down here in the corner. I'm going to be over here, right? Husband tries to act sad, and they always have a crazy story, so... It's going to be a lot of interrogation room, which is really entertaining in my opinion. So let's just see what's going on. JCS, husband tries to act sad. Run it.
According to CBS News, 50-year-old stay-at-home husband David Tronis desperately wanted to appear on reality television. In late April of 2018, he managed to secure himself a spot on the show Zombie House Flipping, where he would be featured renovating his newly bought house with his then-wife, 39-year-old financial consultant Shanti Cooper.
Wait. Chad, is this the guy from the video a couple days ago or a couple videos ago? Is this the same guy? In the gas station with the teeth?
Shanti Cooper. The only problem was that Shanti wasn't nearly as interested in being on TV, so she refused to sign off on the program, which resulted in David beating and then strangling her to death in the early hours of the following morning. He called 911 roughly 12 hours later at 3:51 p.m.
Hello? She stopped breathing and trying to do CPR. I can't. Okay, listen to me. Can you tell me what your address is?
Police and paramedics soon arrived at the residence where they were met with a hysterical David performing CPR on Shanti in the living room. His immediate explanation was that he found her lying unconscious in a partially filled bathtub, bleeding from the nose and mouth. He was then taken to the police station as a witness, where they swapped out his blood-stained clothing for a custody suit. He was also given a water, a blanket, and a box of tissues, then taken to room 6.
Isn't there like some crazy stat where it's like 70% of the time it's actually the spouse, or a lot of the time the husband? There's like some crazy stat that Tootie always tells me. But
he was reassured that someone would be right with him to answer his questions, which wasn't entirely true. He was left in there by himself for 4 hours and 9 minutes before he knocked on the door to use the bathroom.
4 hours.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm sorry to bother you. May I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
It wouldn't take a genius to recognize that David's behavior is already suspicious. Ask yourself if you'd be acting like this in the scenario he's claiming to be in. You find your significant other unresponsive in a bathtub. Then police leave you in a cold room for 4 hours without telling you anything. You might just ask someone, what the hell is going on? Or what the status of your wife is.
Yeah.
And you probably wouldn't be all that polite and apologetic for just trying to use the bathroom.
Yeah, true.
He returns from the bathroom and sits there for another 3 minutes. The detectives will now enter the room to commence...
Bro, I don't even want to, talk about this like that. But, dude, I'd be flipping this goddamn room upside down, chat. I don't know. Obviously, that's an emotion I never want to fucking feel ever. But, dude, he's not freaking out. It's literally, and don't tell me it's shock. Get out of here with that bullshit. All right? I'm freaking the fuck out. If this is me. Pyro, thank you for the 10 gifted. Appreciate you, Pyro. Oh my God. Olo or Hollow, thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate you. Seraphim, Blake, Joe Sully, what's up, guys? Thank you all for the subs recently. I love you.
It's the interrogation. The time is 9:08 p.m.
Hey. I'm Detective Sprague.
Oh, here we go.
Can I get your first name?
First name is David.
David? Okay. We're gonna grab another chair.
Okay.
Did you need something?
I was just asking for a bottle of water.
Okay, we can grab you. Have you been to the restroom?
I just want.
You just want? Okay. How about anything else? Anything else?
I'm starving. A cracker or just something. Just for some salt, right?
Did you eat lunch? I did not eat lunch.
Don't be fooled by the detective's disposition.
Please, just give me a single Ritz cracker. Fuck you talking about?
They're already certain that David has committed either first or second-degree murder, but they don't quite have enough evidence to place him under arrest, which is why they need a confession. David, at this moment, is still free to walk out of that police station, so the detectives will keep the tone sympathetic and non-confrontational for the time being to keep him on that chair. They'll afford him the false belief they are buying into his act as the grieving husband, but as soon as he gives them his initial version of events, the pressure will rapidly accelerate, in a manner that David is in no way anticipating.
What would you like to eat? And I'll run down.
Just something simple.
Don't
just
say it.
Saltines or
oh
peanut
my
butter
God.
crackers.
Anything like that? Okay, that's not a problem. We'll be right back.
A big cracker guy.
Here's your water, buddy. Thank you, I appreciate it. I can take that one. Yes.
Peanut butter cracker?
Okay, is that good? Okay, all right. I'm with you. I haven't eaten since this morning. I'm sorry this is taking so long. You are David, I believe? Okay, all right. I'm Detective Teresa Sprague, and this is Detective Barb McClelland.
Hey.
First of all, on behalf of the Atlanta Police Department, we want to say how sorry we are for your loss.
So this is the first, out of a total 11, of David's fake cries. Their intensity level will peak about halfway through this video, during some of the more embarrassing performances you're ever likely to witness on the internet.
God.
But from that moment on, you'll notice these acts steadily diminish, as the detective makes it more and more abundantly obvious that she knows he's lying.
David, and also for everything that you're going through. I know this is very traumatic for you.
Oh, it's so cringy knowing he's lying, dude. It's so cringy knowing it's fake. Oh, I can't watch it.
Okay.
They start by collecting David's basic information.
Okay, blonde or brown hair?
Blue both.
Blue both. Okay. Okay. Hazel eyes, maybe?
I'll take hazel.
Blue, hazel. Okay.
They're dirty, but yeah.
Okay. Is there a home phone?
Oh, he's laughing.
There is.
Okay.
I can't remember the last four digits. It's 407. The next three are easy. 704, the opposite. And I never call it.
The next three are 704?
It's 407, 704, and then I think it's 2808. It might be 2406, but I have it in my phone. We've had it since we were at Briarcliff.
And when did you move to Florida?
In 2013.
Okay.
About 5 months after I met Shanti.
Did you meet her here or there?
No.
Chad, shut up, dude. Oh, here's number 2.
Can you tell me what year that was?
It was 2013.
2013 is when you met online?
Yeah.
Okay. And about 5 months later, did you move here and move in with her, or just move here?
I'll try to be as accurate as possible. I believe it was the end of September.
So you guys knew each other approximately 5 years this month.
Oh, God.
I'm so happy.
Okay. If you don't, I know you've probably never been through anything like this in your life, okay? And I'm going to help you get through it. If you have questions, you want to stop me, please do so, okay? But I do need you to understand your rights before we ask you about anything that happened in that home today, okay? All right. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? I'm sorry?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Anything you say may be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Absolutely.
Absolutely? Okay. All right. So I need you to we're going to continue.
Hey, Jimmy, I see you haven't touched your crackers yet.
Kind of down this path about how you all met. I know you met on Match.com.
They met on Match?
About 5 months of, what would it be, telephone, text, and...
We just started every other weekend.
They hit it off, moved in together, then went looking for a house to buy in Florida.
We had an offer on a short sale and waited and waited and waited, and it fell through. And then we closed on the house on Copeland in April of 2015.
So you guys own the house free and clear. Is your name only on it, or was it both of yours?
When we bought the house, we weren't married, and so we put it in a trust, and we just completed the trust paperwork.
He put the house in his and his mother's names while leaving his wife out of it for, quote, planning and financial reasons. He asserts the decision was mutual, but whether Shanti actually knew about this or not is unclear.
And so once you moved to Florida, you've been living together the whole time, just home to home, just first with the folks, then Briarcliff, and then this residence. But you've been together the whole time. Have you ever broken up?
We had a couple fights, I think when we were living at Briarcliff. Okay. We spent a few nights apart.
He says that he just spent a few nights with his mom, then drifts off into a statement about how Shanti was dedicated to work. The detective will now cut him off and steer the line of questioning back to the argument.
But she's just...
See, this is what I like about JCS, is they give, like the I mean, it's called criminal psychology, but like the psychology about how the conversation goes, dude. It's so cool.
When you guys would argue when
so
you would
interesting.
Go to your mom's, it was just because she was busy all the time, or what would the beef be?
The work had a lot of stress involved, and she would sometimes. We always agreed, later that she was just overworked and tired, and.
So she'd get a little.
Why are you fucking talking like that?
Scream what?
Just irritable.
Irritable.
Just irritability. And sometimes it just. That's not really. I don't really do that. It's not really. I just stand there. So I just. I would just say, "Why don't we take a break?" Or just let it, a little cool down period. And every time we did it, we came back. I think we only did it twice, but we were stronger.
Okay. And has that happened since you moved where you are now? Because now we've got the added stress of the renovation?
No, we love it. We love the...
This is Keith Ory, the producer of the house flipping show that David wanted to be on.
When you would be interacting with the Torontos related to your work on the house and also the show, who was your primary point of contact?
Oh, Dave was. He would communicate her desires. I would see her, but it was more like Dave's full-time job, almost, I guess I would say.
Did you ever know during your time that you knew Dave to have any other job?
I was aware that he had explained to me that he had worked for a chemical company up north somewhere.
I actually never knew what Dave did for a living. When my husband had asked him, he said he was into sales, but I don't really know what that means.
David never worked in sales or at a chemical company. You're now about to see Keith explain that he insisted on having a formal sit-down with Shanti to make sure that she was fully on board.
It was difficult to get them both together, but I explained ultimately that we couldn't go forward if I wasn't able to sit down with them both.
Ultimately, you're able to get this sit-down scheduled. Tell the jury about that meeting.
I arrived at the house to meet Dave and Shanti, and she was... by my estimation, unhappy to be there. And it was in a sort of a tense state. It was obvious that she was unhappy with something, and she was only there as long as she absolutely had to be, and then left.
This all occurred 6 days before Shanti was murdered.
We love what we're doing to the house. We love the vision that we had for the house. It's totally, I mean...
Oh, no.
All she wanted was what she wanted so bad. It made me happy. It made her happy. It was a thing that we did together. She wanted to quit her job. When we got the house done, or just kind of, you know...
Wait, does that count? Does that count as a cry? He started to. I don't know, though.
Out of it. She thought, you know, a couple of times that she would really need to take a break. And definitely slow down, and definitely not add a whole lot more work. If she could do more if she wanted to. I'm sorry, I can't talk about it any faster.
That's fine. And that's very normal. That's very normal. Because it's
oh my God!
Processed this for a really long time. So I know it feels like a really bad day.
Now notice how quickly he manages to pull himself out of the depths of despair and into casually talking about his house flipping show.
All right.
We, Keith also does... Our lives are busy. I'm so sorry.
That's crazy.
I know you're asking simple questions, but Keith does a TV show, a home improvement.
Keith, the guy you mentioned, Ori? Okay.
It's called Zombie House Flipping.
Well, actually, I used to flip this house over in California, and
Keith asked them to be on the show,
which meant that we would get a lot of what they call trade outs and promotional sponsorship to do.
Dude, it's totally just left.
That's what they call trade out. I'm sorry,
he just
that's
completely 180.
Their sponsors. That's one of the things I was working on yesterday. I was putting together a list of the sponsorships, the windows, doors, cabinets. I mean, and so maybe instead of getting granite, you get quartz, or maybe instead of getting, you know, middle range cabinets, you get high-end stuff. And we're also working on kind of just an amazing open concept stairway in the middle of the house that was going to go all the way up to the loft.
And so they'd come in and start filming? Mm-hmm. Would they film you all or just the work?
No.
Chat, what's the term crocodile tears? Why do people keep saying that? What does that mean?
Attention to David's no. He fully understood that he would be featured prominently on the show as the main builder construction guy. The so-called stars he's talking about are the hosts. The detective will now establish a timeline.
So when she comes home Sunday, it's you, Jackson, and Shanti, and you just stay at home and have is it a pool get together?
We only have another Sunday. It's our family day, and we do like to have an early meal, watch a movie.
So,
what is he yapping
about? Do you recall Sunday night about what time everybody goes to sleep since you're all
we go to
same?
Bed early on school nights, so 8:30 we're winding down. 9 o'clock lights are low.
Shanti's son gets picked up the next day at around 5 p.m.
5 p.m.-ish, okay. All right, and then do you guys go anywhere, do anything, or you stay at home?
I think we made dinner together that night.
So that would have been Monday night. Did you watch TV?
I did.
Any idea what?
American Idol.
Okay, so you wake up
in 2025
and you're in the garage on the couch?
Holy shit.
I usually wait for her to come down. She came down after 7 o'clock, probably almost 7:30.
Shanti went back upstairs and David started doing chores around the house. He's now about to mention the last time he supposedly saw Shanti alive, and then
he is like, bro, his mannerisms, his posture is like, real, like, I don't know, it's so weird, bro.
Into another fake hysteric.
He's
Yet this
creepy.
time, he will get no reassuring feedback from the detective, and the charade will rapidly dissipate.
Just and she came out again.
That's how I saw her. She came down again, and what happened?
Came down.
Okay, chat, we just experienced the first contact with the crackers. All right? I think it's downhill from here. I think about 3 minutes from now, he's going to be munching. There's going to be crumbs all over his jacket.
I've thought about it. I've tried to think exactly what time it is, but I don't know exactly. I would say probably 9:15. And the reason I know that is
she said she was going to the dentist, and he said he was going for a walk. He now attempts another fake cry, but gets ignored again.
Oh no. Oh no.
Did you take the dogs for a walk?
I went for a walk.
By yourself?
By myself.
And where'd you go?
Oh, that was a good attempt.
He comes back home and feeds the dogs.
That's all that I can remember until I went upstairs to see when we were going to pick up Johnson.
Okay, and what happens when you enter the home? Is anything unusual? When you enter the garage apartment?
So,
okay, here we go.
Here the water is running, but it's not running. It's not like the sound of the shower running. It's just, it's trickling out of the spout.
Okay, and so you walk toward the water that you're hearing?
Yeah, walking to the bathroom.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't catch the passive-aggressive nature of that response, here it is again without subtitles.
So you walk toward the water that you're hearing?
Yeah, walking to the bathroom.
Okay.
Just look at David's face. Poor David really doesn't want to be getting grilled like this anymore. Keep in mind it's almost 11 p.m. He likely didn't get a whole lot of sleep the night before, and he's been acting his ass off all throughout the day. He'll at this point be exhausted, and want nothing more than to get out of that police station.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to challenge the detective directly, and risk losing her approval. Hence he throws out a weak little display of passive aggression to see if she'll pick up on the hint, but it of course gets ignored. She will simply continue pressing with an unsympathetic tone which will cause David to revert back to appeasement. He will then begin recounting the horrific circumstances under which he supposedly found Shanti, and as this unfolds you will see a glaring disparity in David's emotional presentation.
The doors open, and what happens? What do you see?
I see her laying with her head in the right-hand corner, and it's just extremely awful, and it doesn't look natural. Obviously she fell or something happened.
But you did shut off the water.
I did shut off the water and it drained, which tells me I could hear it draining when I pulled her out. I could hear. So that, okay, so I guess this is all weird, right? Because she's in there, the water's on, and it's draining. It doesn't make any. It just doesn't make any sense.
And it's not on all the way. It's on how
like lukewarm, so just past half.
So why did he? Why? His voice, dude. Just went from and then I took her out of the bathtub, and it's like a complete 180 on that as well. This guy's a psychopath, dude.
And she's face down. So the first thing you do.
How did it just get so serious?
I reached out and grabbed her. I reached out and
we're back. We're back to this.
Her right arm. The water is rose colored, so there's blood in the water itself. Mm-hmm. I can see a spot of blood.
And you pull her by her arms?
So I grabbed someplace on her arm. I tried to get kind of under it a little bit.
You said she seemed stiff?
Yeah. Hard to move.
Fake cries coming. Oh! Cracker consumed! 158. Lock it in. There it is. I think literally 3 minutes later in the video.
There's something so incredibly unnerving in the sound of the casual crunching of his snack as he recounts in precise detail the limp and lifeless body of his wife, so we'll spare you the rest of it.
I had to pull her and turn her a couple of times. Then she felt cold. You asked how she felt. She felt cold.
She felt cold.
I grabbed the,
You grabbed the what?
We had, when we did the bedding, we took the mattress cover off to wash it.
The detective asks David to draw a map for the purpose of illustrating the timeline of his movements. She will now shift the line of questioning and begin to gradually intensify the pressure.
When was the last time the two of you argued?
Very briefly on Saturday, right before we left.
The argument was over the renovation. David likely admitted to this because Shanti's son was there for it.
Oh, the glasses are on, Chad. They're on.
The point of contention probably was, do we tear all of that out and put in new structure and trusses so we have a perfectly flat floor and then a perfectly flat ceiling? But I don't think it's an argument if Shanti and I are both on the same page and we're both just in agreement and upset reasonably and justifiably upset that it's taking longer. Shanti and I aren't fighting about it. Mm-hmm. We're both upset about the same thing.
Does she feel as though you don't listen to her?
No, I don't think so. She knows I listen.
Has any fight ever turned physical between the two of you?
No.
Okay. Has she ever hurt you, hit you, struck you, threw anything at you?
No.
No. Have you ever harmed her physically?
Oh, here we go.
David continues to pretend that he doesn't notice the accusatory nature of the questioning, so the detective will now intensify the pressure to a significant degree.
Yes! Get him!
Her injuries to me, David, seem really significant. More significant than from a soft tissue fall. More significant than from me tripping and falling and hitting my head and being knocked unconscious.
She elaborates on the inconsistencies while David just sits there and nods.
The issue I'm having with is I absolutely think that she was deceased before you left to go to the park.
She repeats what she said a few more times, while David just keeps doing what he's doing.
Okay, so I think that you've told us a significant amount of information. You've been very cooperative. But I also think that you've left some stuff out.
Wow.
And I think you've left some stuff out that is maybe something got out of hand. Maybe you didn't mean for it to happen.
Right.
Maybe you got upset. Maybe. But there's something that happened between the two of you before you left that house. Because she was deceased, or on her way to being deceased, before you left that house. Now, if there's an explanation, I want to hear it.
I told you everything.
Yeah, but you've left out something, David, because this woman has significant injuries. Okay, this is not from a fall.
What is he doing?
Harm Shanti in any way?
Absolutely not.
Did you choke her?
Absolutely not.
Did you strangle her?
Without question, no.
Did you beat her?
No.
Did you hit her with anything?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Do you have injuries?
I do not. I do have some scratches from the bromeliads and from the bougainvillea.
Okay.
What?
I do trim them myself.
Aside from the scratches from his plants, David had no injuries that could indicate a struggle. But this might explain why.
You noticed a single earring on the nightstand?
A single what?
A single diamond earring on the nightstand.
Yes.
Yeah, what was the significance of that?
Looks like she removed it before bed and didn't get a chance to remove the other one.
Because you believe that's when the attack occurred.
On the edge of the bed. where the blood was found on the side rail, yes. And I think when she turned to take that earring out, she didn't see it coming.
Would you mind?
Dude, wait, what did he
just
do?
For me to be able to.
Did they say at the beginning what he actually did to her? Or no? Or do we still not know?
David,
because I might have missed it.
A perfect gentleman and is in the clear. And
okay, we don't know yet. All right.
Would you mind taking a polygraph and proving that to us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh.
Would that be a possibility? Yeah.
Oh, he's freaking out.
All right.
The detective asks David if he wants another water, to which he says, sure. So she brings him a water and tells him they'll be right back with a polygraph machine. But instead of coming right back, they leave him in there for just over 2 hours, during which time they decide not to proceed with the polygraph, but simply ramp up the confrontation.
Oh, shit. You got 2 of them in there.
You doing okay?
Yeah, it's just...
Did you sleep a little?
I did.
Okay, hold on. There's 2 of them coming in. I'm gonna move up to the top corner so I'm not like blocking anything crazy.
Got to be exhausted, or at least mentally. Yeah.
I just want to point out some things to you that I think are unusual. There's so many, I really don't know where to begin, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that I find that the
mouth is dry
living arrangement I find to be completely unusual for you to be primarily living downstairs.
I'm not primarily living downstairs.
Well, sleeping.
What I said is that I sleep down there, but I don't go down there till we're done with dinner, we're done watching TV, or doing what we've done for the evening.
Okay, just hear me out.
Okay.
So you don't go upstairs during the day while she's working. You leave her alone, and then
not entirely. I do go up there.
Okay.
But I don't work up there while she's on the phone because it's distracting. It's her office. I think that I've explained extremely well. She didn't sleep. She did, but you said...
He continues defending the fact that he was exiled to the garage.
I think it's an adjustment and a transition that she didn't feel like she could make right now because she couldn't afford the time that it would take.
But she's sleeping in the only part of the residence that's semi-comfortable. You're sleeping in the garage with the dogs.
how do you explain
just no response?
This woman's head being swollen, her eyes being black.
And would never.
Oh my God.
So when you pulled her out of the tub, you agreed with me that the water came out of the tub. There's not a spot of water on the floor, David. The carpet isn't wet. The carpet isn't wet from where she was pulled out of the bathtub, sopping wet, all the way around to the front of the couch. The carpet's not wet. There's no blood on the carpet.
Notice how little David moves compared to the detective. It doesn't correlate with anything in particular. It's just sort of interesting to watch.
I guess
wow, he really didn't move for like an hour.
There's only so much anyone can take before they snap.
Appreciate the very kind things that you've said.
I'm missing what you're saying because of your suit that you're moving, but I'm missing it. It's really loud, but I missed what you said because you're talking so loud.
I'm sorry, it's falling out. I appreciate the things that you've said and the genuine consideration and thoughtfulness behind it.
David, you killed this woman.
I cooperated so I could give you all the information and all.
You cooperated because you thought that your language would overwhelm us, and you thought you could pull the wool over our eyes.
I don't think there was any effort to do that.
All these tangents, all this flowery, fancy language,
answers to questions
all the
that you
details.
asked, to questions that you asked.
You know, you fake cried for about 7 or 8 hours.
Oh my God, his voice is so annoying.
Say.
Not one tear came out of your eyes. Not one. Not one. Not on scene with the officers. Not in this room. You have fake cried over this woman's death since we made contact with you for hours. And every single time you fake cried, we wrote it down. Not one tear came out of your eyes. Not one. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. We've been extremely patient with you for a very long time. I am losing my patience at this point.
Fuck yeah, 7 hours.
There is not a lick of remorse for what you did to this woman. Not even a little bit. You're staring at a woman you're telling us you're in love with, and you've done nothing the whole time. But close your eyes, huddle up, and protect your own ass. So we're just going to prove you're full of shit and solve this case. And I'm glad you think that's funny. I'm glad you think that's funny.
Wow, he laughed.
The investigators would exit the room shortly after this moment, at 4:56 a.m. David would then sit there for a little over 2 hours before finally asking to go home. But before being driven back by one of the officers, they asked him if they could take his photograph. He cheerfully obliged. Judging by his expression, he may have thought he had just gotten away with murder, but a grand jury indicted him 4 months later, and he was arrested at his mother's house. When he was told he was facing life imprisonment, and that the evidence against him was overwhelming, he started acting crazy, and went for the insanity defense. He was then sent to a maximum security psych unit, where he spent 5 years before a judge ruled him competent to stand trial. This is what he looked like on the day he was transferred back to jail. His trial began on October 12th and lasted 6 days. He maintained his plea of not guilty, with his official defense being that he was out of the house walking the dogs while an unknown intruder broke in and murdered Shanti.
You heard about the sleeping arrangement. You heard how the defendant was sleeping in the garage with the dogs while Shanti was staying in the essential, one-bedroom apartment separate and apart from him. And this had been going on, for over a year. This was an intentional killing. A random stranger that comes into a house isn't going to, take the time that it takes to strangle a person, to move them to a tub. Not take anything? Doesn't make any sense. Leave no sign behind, no fingerprints, no DNA? That doesn't make any sense. You have the severe beating of Shanti. You have the injuries to both sides of her face. You have the fractured skull, the swollen shut eye, the damaged eye on the other side, that you saw the, intense bruising and bleeding in both sides of her mouth.
Dude,
this was a beating.
What?
So at some point in that beating, the defendant, and you can infer this from the facts, intended to cause the death. And he did it with a premeditated design.
Wow.
We ask that you convict him of first-degree murder. Thank you.
The defense mainly tries to evoke empathy for the defendant, but it ends up just roasting the fake crazy out of him.
Shanti's the only source of the income. She's the breadwinner. He does nothing other than take care of the pool and the dog.
Buddy, you're fucking stuttering. I just can't, dude. Oh, man. I cannot even imagine being put into a position where you're clearly just defending someone who's guilty. It's just nuts, man. It's nuts. I cannot, how do you even defend him, bro?
Dogs. It's about...
Yo! He's looking at him like, this is my fucking defense? At least the guy probably got a bag.
Circumstantial evidence, pure supposition, all steered by Teresa Sprague, who prejudged this case based upon a phone call received from her from an officer at the scene about these crocodile tears. This is just a
there
hunch,
it is,
ladies and gentlemen. A hunch. If you hear horses, if you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras, sort of thing. Because that's the point.
What?
You don't get to fit a square peg in a round hole because it's convenient. And that's what happened here. With the rush to judgment, with the confirmational bias, those two detectives went into a room with David Tronis and worked him over. He sat there for 16 hours.
Crocodile tears? Just think about the zebras over there and the horses that you're not thinking about.
Bared his soul to them, literally and figuratively, told them what he knew, told them what he saw. The government's the one spinning here. The government's the one taking the insignificant and stacking them into a pyramid. And I'm confident that after carefully deliberating,
somebody get Pee Wee Herman off the stand,
verdict
please.
In this case, and that's a verdict of not guilty.
Get him off.
Thank you.
Verdict reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. So says we all, dated at Orange County, Florida, on the 18th day of October, 2023, signed by the foreperson.
In the midst of this tragedy, Shanti's impact as a mother was shown through her son, Jackson. His victim impact statement was both heartrending and dignified.
My family and I have been waiting for about 5 years for justice. I miss her so much. I would have never thought the day before was the last time I would see my mother alive. I miss the times where we would go to Universal, or just the simple times, like walking the dogs or going to the park. She was the best mom I could ever ask for.
Oh, God. No.
Defense, any questions?
Oh, no.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Jackson. Mr. Tronis, anything you wish to say prior to sentencing?
Do you have any crackers? For the one time, I had to do it.
Is that right?
Just ask for one more package before you're sent away,
Court
sir.
will adjudicate you guilty. We'll sentence you to life imprisonment. Luck to you, sir. And the court will be in recess.
Wow.
This is his latest mugshot. He is currently being housed at the Graceville Correctional Facility in maximum security, where he is expected to remain.
Hey. I mean, I'm not surprised with that outcome. I'm not. Maximum security. I mean, a psychopath like that, having no remorse after you just beat someone you're supposed to love is just absolutely insane, bro. Chat, let me get some W's, man. Obviously, L guy, but let me get some W's for JCS. This video was great. This video was great, man. Very entertaining. I was locked in from start to finish. And obviously, they have other videos, too. This is honestly on the shorter end. But, dude, I have never seen a single one, chat. Is that crazy? I've never seen a single JCS video, bro. I think I watched, like, part of this one. Yeah, that one. 66 million views. But shit, dude, that was... What a way to end the scary true crime segment we're doing here. Man, it's just crazy, bro. Hey, chat, y'all got to be careful with who you let in your inner circle, okay? Please.